I think it's mostly important, namely for all ordinary Moldovans, because such of use of modern technology helps Moldova to get over of the backwardness and these hard decades of not so fast development, and really turn Moldova the fast developing modern country, because this is actually possible only through people. And all this e-transformation, looking on my own country, Estonia's experiences, actually helped very much, namely to activate people, to make them life easier, make their contacts with the government more clearer, to push the government to work harder and more effectively to fight against the corruption, which is actually in our common need. And I'm very happy and congratulate Moldovan government on this initiative, because my experience in my country is this was one very important tool to overcome nearly the similar difficulties Moldova is facing and become the most successful transition country. First of all, they must really decide that this is one of the priority areas, which means that they must not only talk but to do also in all these fields. The second is really to demonstrate the leadership and commitment. The personal commitment of the country's national leaders is very important to really be successful in this transformation. And the third is, of course, is cooperation. No government can do this alone. They can do this with the partnership with the private business, with the partnership of the NGOs, with the partnership with people, because this is not just kind of technical program or the funny tools to play for the government officials. All these programs are for people, and the people must be with to make them really successful. I think first of all I'm very happy that the World Bank took such a role to really supporting this Moldovan government initiative. It's so far as I remember one of the first times that such a group is built, and it means that the World Bank sees very good potential in Moldova and Moldovan current government. But again, we are here to share the experiences. We are here to maybe give some advice what to do, what not to do. But all decisions must be done by the Moldovan themselves, because this is not our project, this is a Moldovan project. And you know your country better as any advisor. So don't listen only, you can listen us, but don't maybe do everything what we tell, but decide with your own head. And I look at Moldova is namely that what the Moldova is doing, and that is the right way. No, actually, the life becomes more interesting, that's sure. And of course, what is important, first of all, they get a lot of more access to the information. They know more what is happening, and they can actually really participate more. They can say their opinions, to say their position, make their proposals. That is important. The second important area, of course, the life of them becomes easier because there is less bureaucracy. You don't need to run and to stand in the offices to obtain some simple papers which you need in your normal life. You can do this easier. You can do this in the more effective way. Third is, of course, for the business. It's becoming more effective. It becomes more developing. It hires the people. The people are getting jobs, and namely in the area which is a growing area in the world economy. And this is always used because the people will get more possibilities, more money, more income, and I think that's what everybody likes. So, which means there is different areas, and I think in Moldovan case there is one special really possibility which was discussed today, and this is Moldovan diaspora outside of Moldova, which is a large diaspora. How to contact them with the Moldova, how to allow them to participate in this ordinary life what the Moldova is living, how maybe to again decrease their costs of again looking on the papers or sending the money or so. There are large possibilities, and the modern technology is very useful to really do this. Soon in this meeting we started to think on many things, by example participation in elections, which is very easily possible via internet. Actually, how we are voting in Estonia. So I think first of all that the people who are dealing now with this initiative, as you invited me, and I'm invited by many other countries also to tell what we have done in Estonia. After 10 years you will go and tell to the many countries what you have done. I think this initiative, when it's done, will really change and transform Moldova and in the best direction, because I think the best hope is that after this initiative, at least there will be not fewer people who, when you ask them, or say to them, I go to the Moldova, then they answer, where is Moldova? I think that's one of the best ways, again, looking on my own country's experience, which is a very small country also, to really raise your importance and your meaning in the world. There are many, we can talk about many concrete projects, because what the e-government enabled us to, starting from, we can say, to make the work of government more effective. Then it moved to this, that you can park your car via mobile phone, you can buy your theater or cinema tickets in the internet or via mobile phone. You don't need a driving license because you have your own one ID card where all the information about your possible problems and so is written in. You can, in the schools, you can, when your children are in the school, you can follow online what their grades are. Of course, the children don't always like this, but it's very good for the parents. When you actually very much want, you can really follow all and change all the information with the school very, very quickly and very effectively. You can get fast advice on your health situation, on your health care. There is a special line in Estonia for this, by example, the basic healthcare advice line, which is working excellently. You can, you don't need to go to the hospital, to your doctor, to get the receipt for the medicine. It's done electronically, so you just go there, present your ID card, and you get your medicine. All the information about your health is, when it's needed, is changed, which makes it more effective, all the system. So on, there is a large amount of things, but what is even more important is that it makes all society more transparent. It makes society more honest. It makes the society more active, because through these changes the people will be active, not only just in all these areas of the e-government, but they will be overall active. And of course, in the fight against the corruption, it's a very good tool. And when all such of things are done, then you will see how the economy will start to develop faster. It's one of the best ways to do the economic reforms is to really fight the corruption down and to make the government work effective, not to spend so much for them itself, but to spend more to the people. I think this is a right decision, and this is the right direction to take. Why? Because I think when in the former years the World Bank mostly concentrated on the connectivity. That's very important, but this is absolutely not enough. Because first of all, it must be also remembered that the connectivity arrives very largely thanks to the private initiative also. I think the government must launch the good regulations, or actually take a lot of regulations down and liberalize the market. This will be the best first step to this direction, and the World Bank can help, but not crucially. But even then, when we see that there is a nearly full internet coverage, so that's done, then it doesn't automatically change the people, because to do something with the internet, to use these government services, also, first of all, these services must be created, and then the people must learn how to use them. This will be a very important part of the project, because in many countries the people are just, or they are afraid, or they are not aware. So which again, it's important to do this together in the partnership, in the private-public partnership, and to have the society with the NGOs and so on. Otherwise, it will be just nice technological tool, and the children can play the games or load the Hollywood movies or whatsoever, but it's not transforming the country. And what the really modern world needs is these transformations. And this can be achieved only when you really, first of all, connect, then innovate, and then move forward. There are several ways. Of course, again, the private business will do a lot of. When you push the things to the move and the people see that there is really something to do in internet, with the broadband internet especially, then actually the private business will follow. That's a very short answer. So we can use Estonia technologically internet everywhere. How you can go to the deep forest, or you can go to the swamp or whatsoever. So it's internet is there. So some kind of type. That's first simple answer. Of course, we did at the beginning, in the situation where you are, then of course the government supports in some areas helps. By example, we did a very good initiative when we privatized our telecommunication company. We namely put to the conditions that this company who gets this deal must grant the internet access to every school. And when the internet access is granted in every school and the country is actually covered by the schools, especially starting with elementary and smaller schools, then actually to have this internet to the school, the internet will be everywhere actually, which means you're getting the full coverage. Such a small steps are sometimes very practical one, but I think when the people will understand how useful this is actually, then the private business will follow actually quite fast.